I actually have my shot glass case behind where the iPad is. I'm using the reflection to see if I can get a good shot of my face in here. I'll get on this with you. You guys can see me a little bit better. Yeah, taking a knee, right? Okay, my face is in view. This is about Gavin Newsom. Now, I personally don't believe that most Democrats are stupid. I mean, the voters sure are, let's be realistic about that. I think that most Democrats purposely mislead the public to their own ends, whether that be I mislead the public so that I can brainwash them to be stupid to vote for me, or if I lie to them to get them to do other things. Now, Gavin Newsom said that Trump does not have the authority to activate the National Guard. Okay, that is absolute bullshit. The National Guard is pretty much an army unit. Soldiers go through basic training or officer candidate school, depending on whether they're officer enlisted, whatever. Most Guard are reservists 1 weekend a month, 2 a year. Some Guard are full time. My cousin was Guard full time. He changed his obligation to become a state trooper. Now, while he was a state trooper, doing Guard 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year, he was activated to the point where he was never with the state police. He would do combat in Iraq, combat in Afghanistan. He was an officer at the Dubai Embassy. He spent 3 years training the South African Army. They had a partnership. And now he's in Europe for 5 years. The president and other miscellaneous generals and commanders in the military have the right to, the chief of staff, have the right to federalize the Guard. They can federalize the Guard to go and fight combat. They can federalize the Guard to respond to disasters. Now, the Guard, their principal duty is to report to the governor of the state, because they're army, but the army that has bases within the state. California Guard has bases in California. New Jersey Guard has bases in New Jersey. And they respond when the governor calls them: flooding, hurricane, earthquake, prison riot, etc. But the president and chief of staff and other miscellaneous generals can activate them for overseas deployments. Or the president can activate them for domestic duty if the governor is unwilling or unable or other bullshit like that. Example, and Tom Cotton said this a few hours ago on TV. Governor in Arkansas ordered the National Guard to keep blacks out of Little Rock High School, among other schools, in direct defiance of the Supreme Court. And President Eisenhower overrode him. He called the Guard himself, and he reversed their orders, and he told them to do the opposite. And if you look throughout most of the South during that time period, not just Little Rock, Arkansas, there were governors, mayors, other people who were standing in front of schoolhouses and other, campuses, even other public places like libraries and stuff. But they were standing outside of facilities defying the High Court. And the Army National Guard and Airborne went into the schools with the kids. There were some schools that the U.S. Marshals escorted them inside. And they basically told the governors, the mayors, the sheriffs, the county, whoever the fuck they were, in the name of President Eisenhower, you will stand aside, you will be arrested. So Trump activated the Guard primarily to protect federal property. However, if worse comes to worse, he can activate the guard to engage rioters. But he has to actually declare a state of emergency in order to do that. And he can do that legally. Okay, so when the Gavin Newsom says he broke the law, he's lying. Also, Gavin Newsom said that Saturday Trump, like many dictators, and he said like that, is ordering the army, forcing the army to celebrate his birthday, like many failed dictators do. June 14th happens to be Trump's birthday. It's also my cousin's anniversary with her husband. My cousin, when she married her husband, she said, I want to have a day he'll remember. He's an army veteran from Vietnam, so he'll remember Flag Day, June 14th. It's their anniversary too. But June 14th is Flag Day, Trump's birthday, my cousin's anniversary, and the Army birthday. Also, Medal of Honor recipient Ross McGinnis' birthday. Now, my birthday is Osama bin Laden's birthday. But are you telling me that I celebrate his birthday? No, I celebrate my own. It happens to be his due. Okay, that's the truth. Also, I have a friend born on 9/11. He celebrates his birthday. Is he celebrating 9/11? I don't think so. True. Darcy Farmer, the ventriloquist, her birthday, and Doris Miller's birthday, the first Black Navy Cross recipient, their birthday is Carlos the Jackal's birthday. Okay, so Gavin Newsom was doing this deliberately. Gavin Newsom also said that ICE agents and other federal officers are arresting people without warrants, arresting people that are dishwashers and seamstresses, arresting people because of the color of their skin. They raided a Home Depot. They went to Home Depot and started snapping people up. First and foremost, that is not true. That's a lie. All of it is, by the way. Second, because here's the problem. The rioters, the looters, all these pieces of shit, okay, they have in their mind, see, criminals do things in their mind. My mind justifies this. Example, Ted Bundy had a girlfriend who pissed him off. She had long, straight hair, parted in the middle. So he would do is he would go around and kill girls with long, straight hair, parted in the middle. Now, sometimes he would break into, like this Kai Omega, he broke into the house and whoever was there. He went to a school one time hoping to get a hot mom. He found a 12-year-old girl was going to get her purse from somewhere. Oh, she'll do. All right, so sometimes the girl did not meet that standard, but other times she did. And Ted Bundy's like, these women piss me off. Because this girlfriend pissed me off, I get to rape and murder girls. That's his mind. Okay, Adolf Hitler, I hate the Jews. I get to kill them because I say so. Okay, dictators, terrorists, thugs, murderers, serial killers, they justify it in their head. Now, when you, governors, mayors, county executives, sheriffs, congressmen, senators, okay, when you say Trump is, or the federal government, federal officers are arresting people because of the color of their skin, they raided a Home Depot, they arrested people because they arrested seamstresses. Jody Sweden shared a video where ICE agents were arresting farm workers. Now, were the ICE agents at the farm arresting workers because they were working on a farm, or did they have other things in their life like drug trafficking? Okay, the Maryland father. The Maryland father was not the father; he was the stepfather. He was also the drug dealer, the human trafficker, and the wife beater. Okay. Ted Bundy was the law student. Okay, Osama bin Laden was the heir to the oil fortune. All right, Adolf Hitler was the scenic painter. Okay. So they changed the narrative on purpose because they want these stupid people, these terrorists, dictators, and terrorists, thugs, in their mind, if Trump and the feds are arresting people because of the color of their skin, I have a right to kill them. I have a right to throw rocks at cops. I have a right to throw motherfucking bombs. I have a right to murder federal agents because you're telling me that the federal agents are killing people or arresting people without warrants. They're violating the Constitution. This is against the law. So now I have a right to do these things. Okay? It's in their mind. And your perception is reality. If I say in my mind that, you are arresting people because of the color of their skin, I can kill you to rebel. That's in my mind. Now, obviously, in the real world where we live, you can't kill a federal agent. You can't throw rocks. You can't throw Molotov bombs. Okay? You can't do this shit. But if politicians are the ones that are telling people, it's a call to action. And of course they say, well, we want you to be peaceful. Yeah. Remember Deadpool 1? They go over the bump. What was that, Dupender? Oh, there's a guy in the trunk of the car. Oh my God, I'm shocked that you kill him. Okay? Dr. Hibbert goes on Krusty the Clown with 2 orphans. Krusty pledged $1 million to found Krusty's care. To this day, Krusty's not giving us a dime. And then Krusty takes the checkbook out. To my agent, may nothing stop payment of this check. We want you guys to be peaceful, but Trump is a dictator. We want you guys to be peaceful. They're arresting you because of the color of your skin. We want you guys to be peaceful. They're arresting seamstresses. We want you guys to be peaceful. They're arresting guys at Home Depot. So your perception becomes reality. And in your reality, in your mind, I am a rebel, I am a freedom fighter, like Washington, okay, like Lincoln, like Wallace, okay? I am rebelling against the system because it is racist, okay? And it is reckless. And this is why federal officers and police officers get killed, because politicians and other assholes, celebrities and another thing, celebrities, okay? And LA tends to be the foundation of it, not only because LA is full of liberal pieces of shit, but you have LA with celebrities, LA with homeless people, LA with radicals, LA with drugs. Okay, there's a lot of that shit going on there. And when you have politicians, celebrities, radicals, drug addicts, when they get together and they start feeding each other, Trump is racist, federal officers arresting because of the color of your skin, they're rounding up Americans. There were politicians saying point blank a few weeks ago, Trump is arresting Americans and deporting them to other countries. No. Okay. So that happens in LA. All those guys, Hollywood, big shots, they all live in or near LA. So LA is the centerpiece of their shit, their lunacy. Okay? We have Jodie Sweetin, who was a fucking terrorist. She's a terrorist. Okay? They tell their minions, go and do this, go and do that, go and protest. And they say, okay, we're gonna go protest. Now, if you're assaulted by the police, call this number. If you're arrested, call this number. Okay? Fuck ICE. So the messages are mixed in there. If I'm protesting, why do I need a lawyer? If I'm protesting, why do I need to be worried about getting my ass beat by the cops? Because I'm not protesting. I'm a terrorist killing people, or bombing, or looting, or burning, or right. And this rhetoric is how people get killed. Okay, and I feel bad for all the law-abiding people in LA who are smart enough to vote Republican and maybe can't get out of LA, or they can't get out of California for whatever reason. Because they are the ones that suffer from this, okay? The Hollywood celebrities are in the hills with the mansions and the bodyguards and the limousines and behind the gated communities, and they go on social media and they say, go and protest. Or they go to the rally and they say, we're gonna protest today. Protesting, okay? and their shit doesn't get burned. Okay, just like the BLM riots, okay? They didn't burn any fucking Hollywood floating mansions. Not a single Hollywood person got their mansion burned during the BLM riots. Who got their stuff burned? Blacks. Blacks in the hood. Blacks that came from the hood. Black people that worked their whole lives to get out of the hood and build up a business. I came from the hood. I'm black. I now own a deli. I came from the hood. I'm black. I now own a barber shop. It was burned to the ground by BLM. Okay? That's who suffers. Okay? So, we obviously support law enforcement. We obviously support Trump. We obviously support illegal immigrants that come in the right way. And all this stuff is bullshit. Thank you guys. Oh, 43 is hard. Thank you guys.